deadly fentanyl flooding into our country. With this historic executive order I will sign today, we're formally classifying fentanyl as a weapon of mass destruction, which is what it is. No bomb does what this is doing. 200 to 300,000 people die every year that we know of. So we're formally classifying fentanyl as a weapon of mass destruction. But before I sign the fentanyl order, we will pin the...
It is silent, invisible, and devastating to our nation. President Trump has just fundamentally altered the battlefield, officially designating fentanyl a weapon of mass destruction. This is no longer a matter of simple law enforcement. This is now a matter of national survival. Standing before a phalanx of stern-faced military officers in the East Room, the president made it clear that the era of passivity is over. By classifying this substance as a weapon of mass destruction, the administration is unlocking a new level of federal authority reserved only for the gravest threats. This is not just a title change, it is a total strategic pivot. It allows the government to utilize resources and tactics that were previously off the table, potentially moving responsibility from the DEA directly to the Department of Defense. The visual of military leadership standing behind the president sends an unmistakable signal to the world, specifically to those south of the border. We are witnessing the federal government finally acknowledging the scale of the crisis, treating the influx of these chemicals not as a crime wave, but as a direct attack on the American population. For years, we have watched a slow-motion tragedy unfold across our heartland. The statistics are clinical, but the reality is heartbreaking. Over 100,000 Americans are tragically lost every single year, a number that rivals the casualties of major conflicts. This is a supply chain of devastation, beginning with precursors in China, processed by cartels in Mexico, and flooding into our neighborhoods through a border that was left wide open. The previous administration treated this as a public health issue, offering bandages where a tourniquet was needed. But the American people have long understood the truth. This is a form of chemical aggression, a systematic effort to destabilize our communities and dismantle our future. The designation of WMD acknowledges that these substances are killing our citizens at a rate that bombs and missiles never could. It validates the suffering of thousands of families who have felt abandoned by their own government. Families who have demanded that we stop these traffickers from operating with impunity. So, what does this designation actually mean for the cartels? It means they are no longer just criminals. They are now hostile entities. This classification opens the door for aggressive sanctions, enhanced intelligence surveillance, and potentially direct action to neutralize the labs where this poison is made. Critics have long called for the United States to treat the cartels like the terror organizations they are. And this move brings us one step closer to that reality. It empowers the military to assist in interdiction efforts with advanced technology, drone surveillance, and cyber warfare capabilities to dismantle the financial networks that fuel this trade. We are looking at a future where the full weight of the American security apparatus is brought to bear against these networks. The diplomatic tension will be high, but the message is clear. If you traffic in weapons of mass destruction, you will face the consequences of a nation defending its people. The rules of engagement have changed. This executive order is a fulfillment of a core promise, a return to the principle of America first. While political opponents may try to obstruct these measures or claim that strict enforcement is somehow unjust, the public sentiment tells a different story. Americans are tired of the excuses. They are tired of the inaction. They voted for a leader who would prioritize their safety over diplomatic niceties. As we move toward the midterms, this decisive action sets a stark contrast. On one side, a willingness to use every tool available to protect American lives. On the other, a legacy of systemic failure that allowed this crisis to spiral out of control. The president has drawn a line in the sand. The safety of our children and the security of our borders are non-negotiable. This is what strength looks like. And for the cartels and those who enable them, the days of easy operation are officially over.